Welcome back to the Runaround, brought to you by Halliburton Sports here on ESPN 1300 AM. If you want great customer service for all of your running needs, check them out at halliburtonsports.com. Once again, that's Halliburton Sports. We now have Bob Vigorito, the president and founder of Tri-Columbia, and we have Rini Friedman of MedStar National Rehabilitation Network, along with Harry Friedman, who will be competing at the Celebrating Heroes Triathlon coming up in June. Tri-Columbia is hosting Celebrating Heroes Triathlon, which is June 24th, correct, Bob?
That is correct.
Bob, tell us about the event.
The event actually began as a celebration triathlon 2 years ago. And late last year, we were approached by Rini Friedman with this great idea to do something for the world of para-triathlon. For those who don't know what para-triathlon is, basically it's for physically challenged athletes, which now the word is, now the moniker is para-triathlete. And the idea being to promote the sport through that activity and those individuals who are coming back from the Iraq War, for example, wounded warriors, and the people like CAF, the Challenge Athletes Foundation in San Diego, and people in general who love sport or want to try endurance sport or multi-sport, if you will, swim, bike, and run, but there's not a venue for them. There's not either an event or an opportunity to learn how to train for such an event. So the idea is to promote and make more aware people who may have a desire to participate in multi-sport, in this case triathlon, through an event that is focusing on this awareness. So our event started out as a sprint race, basically a half-mile swim, about an 18-mile bike, and a 5K run, something that we had done for our Iron Girl event, and we decided to morph that into a co-ed event. And then when Rini came to us with this idea, we said, hey, that'd be kind of cool. Let's add para-triathlon to this event to expand the opportunity. It's all about opportunity for those individuals who are excited about or want to learn more about how do I become a para-triathlete? And since that time, our Mid-Atlantic region for USA Triathlon, we've created a para-triathlon committee. We've got people actively working to create camps and clinics to get people aware, make them aware of what's available to them, whether it's equipment, whether it's coaching, whether it's just plain opportunity. So the idea to partner with people like Rini and MedStar Health, who have a clear mission in life to really promote to these unique individuals. This concept of multi-sport is a great thing. And so through this event, we hope to raise awareness not only regionally and locally, but throughout the entire Mid-Atlantic region. And of course, USA Triathlon is actively looking at events like ours because Rio, as you know, Rio de Janeiro in 2016 will be the first Olympic Games with a para-triathlon competition. So the idea is to field the best U.S. para-triathlete team, male and female, and this is a great way to kind of kick it off. And so we're very excited, and Rini is crazy excited, more so than I am, because she's just crazy excited, and that's a good thing. And any chance we get to really promote it from our point of view is really a great thing, and we're pretty honored to have been selected by Rini and her team to really partner with them. So we're very excited about it.
How many para-triathletes are there in the Mid-Atlantic region?
Actually, you know what? That's a great question. And what we're finding out now through our committee is there's more and more people who are, quote, challenged, potentially challenged athletes, who swim a little bit or do some wheelchair running or cycling, but nothing organized because no one's ever bothered to find out. In USA Triathlon, there's probably not more than 40 or 50 people that they really know of. And most of them are, quote, elite. That is to say, they're more well-known. I could name several people, but the point being that because para-triathlon has been part of various races, so it attracts some people, but beyond that, there's very few. So this opportunity is a way to identify people and give them, and the word now is getting more and more out there, that this opportunity does in fact exist. So it's a great thing.
Now, is there special equipment that's needed for a para-triathlete to be able to swim, bike, or run?
Good question. Swimming, not necessarily, because it depends on your physical challenge. For example, I work with a young man from Carroll County with spina bifida. And spina bifida, basically you have no use of your legs. So many of your para-triathletes that I've seen in the last 4 or 5 years very typically are amputees, most often below the hip or below the knee. But if you look at the categories of the International Triathlon Union, there's 6 different categories. So it runs the whole gamut to blind, to multiple sclerosis. So there's a whole gamut of quote physical challenges, not just one where you've lost a limb, above the knee, below the knee, or an arm, whatever, hand. But when it comes to running, of course, again, typically, if you're an amputee, more often than not, you've got a cheetah blade or a prosthesis.
Right.
And now, of course, the development of that prosthetic device is just enormous. We've got people running in carbon fiber legs and aluminum that weigh only a couple of pounds, and yet they're running in great times. You guys talk about running. You've heard of Oscar Pistorius of South Africa, who wanted to run the Olympic Games, run the 400, and he's got 2 cheetah blades, and he almost qualified, as I recall, in the 400. And then, of course, in the cycling side, you've got wheelchair and various types of cycling chairs. And our Mid-Atlantic region is also working to fund the opportunity to get such chairs. So equipment is a specialty, and trying to make people aware of what equipment is available, where you can get it, whether you buy it, you lease it, rent it, whatever. Equipment is important because you may have the talent, your mom and dad may want you to participate, but yet there's no availability of equipment. In this case, a prosthetic limb or a chair for running, quote, or for cycling.
Right, and Rini, let's talk about MedStar's involvement with this. The Celebrating Heroes Triathlon is benefiting MedStar National Rehabilitation Network. Tell us about that.
Well, we're so proud to be affiliated with Tri-Columbia. The hospital is located right in Washington, D.C. It was founded 25 years ago by a gentleman named Ed Eckenhoff, who had spinal cord injury and has the use of his legs, but does not have the use of them. And so they treat patients with spinal cord, brain injuries, stroke, and orthopedic and sport injuries. They also have 34 outpatient sites all through Maryland and the D.C. area, including a whole bunch here in the Baltimore region. The outpatient site treats a variety of people with disabilities and sports injuries, and they also have running clinics at MedStar NRH Rehabilitation Network, Harborview Sports Medicine, right in Baltimore. It's right across from the Harbor Hospital. And we've been a part of the MedStar family for more than a decade now, and they are located in Columbia.
Very cool. And your husband, Harry, is here with us today. He is a paratriathlete, and that's not always been the case. You were involved in an accident, correct, Harry?
Yes, I was. I was a trauma, and I lost my leg above the knee. I had participated in before I had my trauma. I'd participated in quite a few, mostly sprint triathlons. Now and probably training for these things probably saved my life, because the trauma was quite serious, and it led to me right when they did amputate my leg. I went to do rehab at National Rehabilitation Hospital, and right away, I was up and working out and doing the things I wanted to do just differently. And, as time went on, I wanted to compete. And I did go out to challenge athletes in California and competed. I did the swim. I was part of a team, as well as when I participate in the run here that I'm going to be in. I will be teaming with 2 other people. I'm going to do the bike this time, and I do have a special biking leg that I just got it, so I'm going to be using it for the first time. Of course, I'll practice on it, and I do a lot of spinning for biking. I do a lot of swimming. The run part is what I really need to work on, but I do have a cheetah leg, and I do use it and fall down a lot with it. But I'm hoping, as time goes on, I'll get better at that also.
I mean, taking some bumps and bruises has been a bit of your a motif for you, but you stay in it, and your story is very inspirational, so we're very excited to have you on the show. What does events like this mean to you?
Well, I mean, I think it's really important. It's important for challenged athletes to, have venues that they could that they could work in and have lots of fun in, and that's what it really is all about, is having fun. And and you would think, heck, God, look what you've gone through. It's a terrible thing. But, you keep a good sense of humor. And, you can do these sports, just do them a little differently. And, you get quite good at them. And I know people that probably before they had their traumas and lost their legs, they never did a thing. But, these kind of situations where like the hospital, it has many, many teams, basketball, tennis, murder ball, which is rugby, wheelchair rugby with the
Sounds like a New Jersey sport.
So they do lots of different sports, and doing sports is really important to making you feel better about yourself. And people can join this kind of competition that never did it before, and they will find, we could help them train, and they can participate and feel great about themselves, and I'm absolutely sure 100% that they would.
At the amount of training that you do, the top-level athletes, the triathletes, as long as I've known triathletes, had those endorphins flowing, and it becomes almost like a religion to them. Is it the same way?
Absolutely, absolutely. And not only that, because it's difficult, and I'll admit it's difficult, but once you know that with work and the right people to train you, that it's doable, no matter what situation you're in, is that the endorphins they still work. May not have a leg, but I got the endorphins are working all the time.
If there's some physically challenged athletes listening today and they want to get involved in a sport like this, who would they contact, or how would they get some information about to find out where would they go?
Well, I know at National Rehabilitation Hospital in D.C., all they have to do is call there. They can go on their website, and they can go to that hospital. They don't have to be in the hospital, and they can train with them there. And I could, how about you?
Yeah, I was going to say the USA Triathlon, based in Colorado Springs, Colorado, is a national governing body for triathlon and multisport. If you go to their website at usatriathlon.org, you'll find paratriathlon. And in particular, if you click on the regions button, it'll have a drop down. There's 10 regions that divide the country, and we're the Mid-Atlantic region. And if you click on that, we've got a paratriathlon website. And you can get plenty of information about what we're doing in the Mid-Atlantic region, which is 7 states and Washington, D.C. Information about how to train, where to train, what the committee is doing, what we're planning to do. So if you're local in our region, check out the Mid-Atlantic Regional website from the USA Triathlon website.
As a matter of fact, there's going to be a triathlon clinic for challenged athlete right here in Baltimore at the Bennett Institute for Physically Challenged Sports, April 21st and 22nd. So you can contact Paratri at usat-ma.org for information and registration.
And we'll put that information up on our website this evening for you, so if anybody is interested to get that information, we'll have it up on runningmaryland.com. Bob, as a race director, I know how we've both been directed triathlons for a lot of years, and we know how difficult it is just to organize an event. What special challenges do you have with having para-triathletes in there? Is there anything special that you have to be aware of as a race director?
Yeah, Rod, that's an excellent question, because in the day, I say the day, when you and I were a tad younger, putting on triathlon events, there was really no such thing as a challenge athlete was ever thought of, because the sport is really only 30 years old. If you look at 1976 being the first triathlon out in San Diego, California, really. But nowadays, with the diversity that the sport is really enjoying, what we have now with para-triathlon, there's some unique challenges. One of which, of course, is space to have. If you have wheelchairs and you have racing chairs, there's a space component. Two, oftentimes, certain athletes need guides or assistants or helpers. So being able to pair that particular athlete with the right guide or helper to assist with either coming out of the water, for example, because obviously they're not swimming with an amputated, rather a prosthetic device, for example, and being able to change over from bike to run regarding a different leg, as Harry pointed out. If he's got it's fair to say, if he's got a specialized prosthetic device for his bike, it's safe to say he's probably got another limb to run. So those kinds of things. And of course, again, so the biggest thing is logistically, how you put all that together, and that's what we're working on. And to get the right partners and guides to work with them. And of course, we're fortunate in Howard County. We have a great tri club, the Mid-Maryland Tri Club. I want to give them a plug. We're 500 people strong, and they really embrace triathlon and multi-sport. But in particular, this event, our regional committee chair is a member of the Tri Club. And they're really excited about working with the event to assist and help para-triathletes.
Very cool. What an amazing event. I love talking about things like this. I think it's very important for the fitness community. So Harry, Reedy, thank you for being on the show. Harry, truly inspirational story, so we wish you the best of luck with the event coming up. Thank you for joining us on the show. And Bob, a fantastic event, obviously coming up in June. For more information on the Celebrating Heroes Triathlon, if you want to register or just check it out, go to www.tricolumbia.org.
That's tricolumbia.org.
Coming up, we're going to be talking to Frankie Wright, Baltimore native, Mervo High School grad that won a gold medal at the World Indoor Track Championships. Stay tuned.